Hi, this is Philip again, and welcome back to our short course for Shopify Hydrogen 2.0 Plus Remix. And in this video, we are going to take up another session 3 for this short course. And in this video, I will going to introduce you another exciting module, which is what a most popular slider called Swiper. And we are going to add this Swiper into our existing component, which is the product Swimlane. And in this video, you will also learn how to use the loader arguments and differ function to fetch the data from our Shopify store. And I think you can only use this function in our server side, and it is not possible for the client side. And I think without any further delay, let's go ahead and I will going to demonstrate in how we can implement this particular features added to your Hydrogen apps. So here, this is the sample apps that I already done. And if you see here, this is the second section of the homepage, and you can find this is the swim lane. And in our previous, in our standard setup of swim lane, you cannot find that there is a navigation for slider, which is the swiper. And in this demonstration, we are going to add this kind of module to enable this swiper. Like for example, if the product is more than 4 in columns, then automatically the arrow left and right will be available in your swim lane. And here, if you see, it is automatically changed what are those accessories belongs to the product category are belongs to accessory, then it will also automatically change the way it is listed in this swim lane. Like we're gonna switch into premium, and it will also automatically change all of those belong to this particular category. And I think that's it. And now we'll go ahead and let's try to look at how we can able to add this particular features to your Hydrogen apps. All right, so if you interested to learn more about this function, the loader arguments and the differ, you can visit this link, and all the details and information are here for you to learn more about this functionality. And I think in this demonstration, we are going to introduce in adding another module, an interested module for Swiper that we are going to add in our product swim lane. And before that, we have to check what we done so far, or a short recap of what we did previously. So we added use is hydrated hooks, custom hooks, and another one is the use feature. So if you will see here, I think we don't need to uh, forget about the get control, which is a most important part of our uh, good practices in developing our Hydrogen app. So here, if you see, there are different files that is updated. So now we are going to add this. Like if you are know about already familiar with this, then you can just simply get add just to completely add all of those updated one. If you see here, you see that there's a letter M stand for modified file. The M is stand for modified file. U is untracked file, and I think the other one is D is deleted file. But I think we only have a modified file in this previous demonstration. So what we're gonna do here, we'll just make it sure that everything you will really understand how exactly this git control works. Now you see there are three of those files are modified, and if we're going to click D4, there's no untracked files, but see updates, there are three of it. So what we're gonna do here, we're going to type asterisk just to get, or apply those changes, all of these files added to the list, and then exit 7, and we're going to execute this command git commit, then message. What will be the message? I'm gonna say added, I mean changes from announcement bar for use feature and hydrated, and enter. Okay, so I think we are now going to merge these changes in our primary branch, or our parent branch. So we're gonna say branch just to list down all of the branch that we added from the recent and the previous branch. So here I'm going to get checkout. It means I need to change my directory goes to the master branch. I will going to change the it's just the same with change directory. It's just the same purposes, or the main understanding about in this kind of commands. So we're gonna say get checkout master, and here I will going to merge those changes from this particular branch. So I'm gonna say merge announcement. Okay, now it's added to my master. Okay, so we're going to create another branch. You say get checkout hyphen B, so branch, and then we are going to move to another session where is the swim lane. So we're gonna say product swim lane. What's the spelling? Swim lane changes. I think that's too long if we're going to add. So once you are going to execute this command, it is automatically inherit as well. I mean, all of those recent changes was added to master branch. It will also inherited goes to your new branch. So that is the one thing that you need to understand. So we're gonna click that, press this command, and now it is already added, and we are now in a new branch where all of those changes are added together in this branch. And now we are ready to add another works on this branch, and in the next video, we are going to add the same way along the way as we are completed this short course. Now, I think what we need to do is to add a swiper into our Hydrogen app. So here, I think I need to install this one, or we're gonna simply say command npm install swiper, and then it might take a little bit, a few minutes to complete this installation. All right, so you see there's now another other changes in our left side notification. Now you see that if you're going to look at the package.json, it is now added this particular swiper 9.3.2. Now I think we are now ready to add the swiper in our announcement bar. Now, swiper swimlane product swimlane. Okay, here we are going to run this command, simply npm run div, and just wait for a while. And I think it might take a little bit as usual, maybe about 5 seconds or maybe 30, 20 minutes like that. Okay, now it's now time to run this preview. And here we are. And I think what we have here, this is the featured product swimlane. Now we're going to add this swiper on it. And let's try to look at here in our directory where we are going to look at that file. It is in the product swimlane component, app components product swimlane. And let's go here and let's try to look at our references. And if you see here, we're going to import this uh, module to our component, and it should be added here like that. And I think what else we can have here is to import this CSS. I think this one, it doesn't work in our component. So what we're gonna do, let's try to look at the route. So if you have some custom CSS, then what you're gonna do is to add that custom CSS in our route.tsx. So it should be here. There are some few samples added to this, like I think this one, stylist. So here you are going to add this, import this swiper.css. You're gonna try to save, and let's try to go back in our preview. Oh, sorry, this is the sample implementation, and now we are going to add that swiper into this component. So what we have to do right now is to go back here, and let's try to copy this and add it into our, it should be somewhere here, because this is our children element and this is the parent. So we're gonna replace that, something like this, then probably remove this, and then we are going to add this class into our swiper selector. So add it here and save. I think it should be work. And let's go back to our preview. Okay, just refresh the site, the preview page. Okay, let's try to inspect if everything is added properly. Okay, the swim lane is here, but it seems like, okay, now there's a problem. There's a missing one that we need to uh, add this thing in our children component. Should be like that, and add it here. Then little space. Let's go back. Rebuild. Hopefully this time it works. Oh, refresh console. Okay, something wrong with that. It seems like there is a problem with our. Okay, hold on. All right. So it seems every time if we are going to add a dynamic component in our, I mean, in a dynamic ex, outside component into our parent component, then we have to use a, and within the map, I mean, if there is a loop and dynamically added, then you need to add a key in each of the elements. So what we're gonna do here, we're going to add, I think the product should, there might be an ID, all right? Say key, then here we're going to add a string, then say swiper, swiper slide, then hyphen, then dollar sign, and say product dot ID. Save, and then let's go back to our preview if everything works. All right, so it seems like it is here now, but seems like the problem is the CSS problem. Okay, so I think this is working, but the problem is the CSS that might not work properly in our Hydrogen app. So I think what we're gonna do with this, we are going to add, let me say, stylus will be added as style sheet. So what I have to do here is to add this, like maybe swiper styles, something like that from this component. What it say? Swiper is declared, but it's never been used. All right. So I'm gonna use that. Sure. Copy here. Duplicate this line. Then here we're going to add the swiper style. What is that? Wrong with that. Cannot find module access swiper. Okay. Let's try to run it. Maybe this time it work. Refresh. Okay. It seems that it is working. All right. So it seems that everything is working fine. Now we're going to add the arrow left and right. It seems like the gap it's too big, it's too large. And here we are going to change the settings, the space in between, and we're gonna try 5. And here I'm gonna say 6 of these items. Let's go back in our. Okay, it's too close. It might be that's not looks better. 5. So if you have some things need to change in your stylus, like whatever you want, and you can do that in your own apps, hydrogen apps. So here I think we're gonna try 20. Seems like it's not really good. Same. It seems like 50. It's gonna say 4. Refresh. All right. So I think this is enough. Now are we going to add navigation? If you want to add navigation, you have to add this parameter here. Like I want to add a navigation in my swimlane. And here, this must be replaced in here. Save. This scroll bar. I think I don't need that scroll bar. Only pagination I want. Rebuilding the preview. I'm gonna refresh the site. Fresh. Okay, seems like there's amazing things need to validate. Okay, here. So I even though I added a parameter, but still we need this module added to our swiper. Okay, we're gonna add this here. I'm gonna try to add that. Should be added pro in our swiper here. And then we don't have this navigation added in this React Swiper. We're gonna do that. We look at the sample. We're gonna add this import in our top of our component. And let's go back and refresh. Oh my God, what's wrong? Okay, saying something's wrong with it. What did it say? Navigation is not defined, but we used to have this navigation added to that. So that's true. Refresh. Okay, but still the arrow are not okay. So it's another styles that we are going to import. Let's go back to our routes tsx. Then here, add it here. Now we are going to name it swiper styles, a navigation styles from. Then here another one, swiper. What is this? Pagination from. Next styles, I think should be like this styles. Then here swiper scroll. I think we don't need the scroll for now, but as a preparation and later you might need it. So you're gonna do from. And then here I'm going to add this all of this custom stylist. This swiper navigation. Next is swiper pagination. Next is swiper scroll. Save. Okay. Now let's try to look at rebuilding. So every time you were going to save, it will rebuild your app. And let's go back to the preview. And now you find it that it is now visible this pagination. Now, what we're gonna do here, we need to add this title, move this featured products goes to here. Like it should be the same what we did in here. So what we're gonna do, let's go back to our component. That's where it is. In here, this is the section. And in the section, are we going to add or probably move this title? Maybe since this title are it's displayed in here in the section, but I don't need that be displayed. Okay, now just no problem. And we're going to move that in within this component. We're gonna say class name. Oh, sure, class name, and I guess add tags like h5, then text center. These are all tailwind class name. 8 paragraph. Oh, sorry, padding top 8. Then here I want to add. Let me see the title first. So I will move the title. I'm gonna remove that from the section. Remove. Then I'm gonna save. Then let's try to look at in our preview if this is working. Okay, so it's moved in here. So if you want to make this bigger, I think it might take time for us to complete this task if we're going to do this here. So I think we're going to use the H2. It seems like it's not. H2 is not part of the tailwind. I'm not sure. Maybe H2 should be added that, but that might be okay. So we do not focus that for now. So let's go ahead with our another directory. I mean the text for category. So class name. Then say I'm gonna use flexbox. I'm gonna say add God gap 5. Then justify them center. And then add margin top 5. Then margin bottom 8. Then probably as of this time I do not add that first for. So we're gonna set this as uppercase probably. So I'm gonna say uppercase. Probably underline. I want to add underline offset that probably 8. Then here we're going to close this that kind. Then next is the button. So we're going to add a button. Okay, I think I don't have to add this in. It should be added on the, it's not on the primary. Sige, button, class name, then text, the 3XL font, light, say tracking, wide, uppercase. I think the uppercase should be placed in here. It's not on the parent container. Should be like that. And then what should I do with this? We're going to apply the premium here. So premium button. Okay, so I will give you why I added this text premium in this category. Like we're gonna save that first. So we will find how exactly it displayed in our storefront. Now it is here. So I want them based on our available collections in our in our collection tags. And I think if you are going to look at the products, like how we are going to filter them, so I will gonna use by product tag. So if you're going to look at the products, and like for example this one, and if you see in the tags, there are added certain tags on each of the product, like accessories, winter, and sports. And I think we are going to apply, we are going to investigate through our insomnia. Okay, so we're going to open our insomnia so you can understand what I am really talking about. How we can filter them by category. So we're gonna use a product tag to segregate them between each of the category. So here, I think what we have here should be like, and the remix run. Where's my other works here? I'm gonna copy this. This is for short course. Okay, here. So this is the one thing that if we're going to query this product, and if I want to specify what tag are there existing on that certain product, then it show up here. Like if I would send one to this query parameter, something like that, then send request, and I think probably I will going to show up all the tags. I think this is a collection. No. All right, so here, like for example, in this product, handle automated collection, and this product has at least 5 tags added to it. So that's the one thing. Another product and has this tag. So this is how we are going to filter them out. So let's go back in our Hydrogen app, and then what we are going to do now is to modify the index.tsx component. Okay, so I think before that we're going to finish this up here. Like what I want is just to do the same in the sample app, like sport and accessory. Let's say if you're going to look at in our uh, result of our faints request, then let's say sport, then here something like that. Then another one is the accessory. Where is that? Accessory here. Let's go back and then here. Okay, now let's go back to our preview. And you see that it is now. Oh, I think this is not the right one. It should be here. The local host 3000. And it should be like something like that. So I think there's a toggle event when we're switching to different uh, category. So what we're gonna do here, I think I don't need to add this underline. It's only into a primary one, like that. Refresh. Okay, so I think that's it. And then we are going to add a toggle to this particular category. So what we have to do now is to add this event click to this category. Okay, so what should I do here is to add a function that will get the exact event. Probably okay. So I think this is not the right time to do that for now. So what we're gonna do? Let's look at to the index.tsx, and here this is the one thing that we are going to modify the loader argument. So we only have parameters, context, and I think what we need is we are going to add another one parameters, and another one argument is the request. Okay, so let's find out what exactly we're going to see if I were going to console the request. At the same time, we're going also to console the params. Then let's go back, and then here let's try to look at in console. Okay, I want to remove these logs. It's keep on pumping announcement bar page center here. Let's go back. Okay, this is a swiper. Okay, that is from the Product Swimlane. But the other one, okay, so this is from the index.tsx. Now it seems like this is for, oh, this is a primary hero. So I'm gonna remove all of those console, so I will not have a few confusion about that. I'm gonna remove this. Save. Let's go back and then local send. All right, so let's go here, console, and then I think there's still another console that's in the layout. I think console dot log. I'm gonna remove that just to make it sure that everything is fine. Refresh. All right, refresh again. Okay, now I think this is clear. Now let's go back to our uh, the index.tsx. I think the console will be added from this terminal. It's not in the browser console. So here, this is the result. If what we did, added this console in our loader arguments. So it's talking on the server side, and this is the response. If you look at here, the latest one, it is on, like there is a connection, whatever things you need there. There is also a URL and port and search. Okay, so this is the one thing that I think this is belong to the request, and the params it's somewhere here. So I think we only need the request. So we're gonna remove that, and then I think it's about time to start building this loader arguments that correspond to our product swim lane category. So here, I think what we need to do is to add a search parameter. You're gonna see constant search params. Then I think I need to use the URL search param. Then a new URL. Then request that URL. So if you see here in our request console, there is a URL key that we need to get the value. So I think the URL request, then what we're gonna do is to add that search params added to this value and this variable. And then the next one is we're going to use the tag. We're gonna get the tag, what tag are available to that particular product filtered. So here I want to set the first request should be what we call let me say a premium. Okay, so this that is our primary tag that we're going to filter, like this premium. So what I have to do here, let's go back and say constant tag filter is equal to search param, then get say tag, and then if this is not I mean it is not null, if it's true, then I will going to use the tag like tag and dollar sign, then search param dot get, then get tag. We are going to take what tag are there added on the URL. Then here, if it's empty, So I'm gonna set this tag as a premium, default premium, like that. Save. And now in our differ, we're going to our differ function here, return. So the swim lane, it's connected to this, where is that? Featured collection, I think so. So it should be in the featured collection or in the product. Oh, sorry, in the featured product here. So it should be here in the featured product. So I think I need to modify this query. So let's go back to our query. Let's go to our query variable here. Now we are going to add a filter. So as what you see in our Insomnia, we added earlier a query to get this uh, value, what products are belong to this tag. So in here, it's the same thing. What we need to do is to add the same condition, like the same what we did on the Insomnia. So we're gonna say query, then filter. So our variable is a tag. If you are going back to the loader argument, we added this variable. So we're gonna use this and add it in our query query statement. Should be here like that. And I think that's it. Then let's try to declare this in our fragmentation variable. I think that's not. So we're gonna say like tag filter, then string, save. And let's go back to our tag filter, and then how we are going to apply this in our argument. And I think we must add this tag filter should be added on the product here. So we're gonna say tag filter dot tag filter. All right. So in our query argument, we set a variable. And if you are going to look at the query statement, right, I'm gonna run it here. We added this variable here, and it's for data type string. And if there's a value, now it will add a statement for that. Like for example, if this tag has a statement, has a string value like tag premium, column premium, then it will also goes to that argument like here. Oh, sorry, in here. I hope you got what I'm trying to say. So hey, that's it. Then now what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna save if exactly these changes will reflect to our storefront. Let's go back our storefront. Okay, now if you see here, we have only 4 products for premium. If we're going to look at in our Insomnia, we can identify what are those products. We're gonna send this request again. Okay, so this is the node. The first node has tags, has a tag premium. If I were going to remove this, like we just wanted to know how many are there in a result. As we're gonna say title, then send. So we're gonna count how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you are going to look at in our storefront, we see it here 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what is the title? The hidden snowboard. If we're going to look at in Insomnia, the hidden snowboard, the complete snowboard, the multiple location snowboard, and the multiple managed snowboard. So we're gonna look at here is the same thing, multiple location and managed snowboard. So it seems that it is filtered out. So we're gonna try to change it how we can understand well. And if we're going to look at here, and I want this premium to be changed as sports, sport. Okay, so let's go back, refresh. Now you see there are more than 4 products result. And if we're going to look at in our Insomnia, you're gonna change it in sport, then send request, and now it is more than 4 as well. So this is how the load argument works. And earlier we doesn't have this request yet, but since that we added the request, now we are going to communicate the exact parameter, or I mean the exact URL what will be added on this. Like for example, if I will going to add a certain parameter added to the URL, then it should show up somewhere here. Like for example, if I will try to add manually, like tag, what it say, look at in our argument and this loader, we set this as tag column sports, but in here it seems like if the tag get, like say, search parameter tag, and it will goes to this tag filter. If I were going to use the tag like in our parameters, we're gonna say so equals, then I will say a premium. Right now you see here it is not actually a premium because we set it manually in our codes that it should be in sports. But if I were going to manually add it this here premium and refresh the site, you're gonna say enter. Let's go back. Now it says that it's only 4 because in our condition, if you try to understand, it says that search get tag, if it is not null, then we used to set it whatever tag will be on our URL will be applied to this because it's returned true. If statement return true, else this will be the default. If there is no tag added to the URL, then it's set to the default premium. Like we are gonna remove that and hoping this will help you to understand well. Now let's go back. It is now, okay. So we have set it as a sport. So if I were going to change it to premium as a default, sorry, premium default, wrong spell, report save, then let's go back to our storefront preview and hold on. Okay, gonna refresh it again. Now it's set into a premium, which has a 4 products on it. Now we are going to toggle it in our category. So once I click this, and it will goes to that whatever it will be added onto this tag. All right. Now it's about time to add this functionality into our product swim lane component. Let's go back to our product swim lane. Now we are going to toggle each of them, and we have the premium, sport, and accessory. So what we're gonna do here, we're going to add function. It should be here. Okay, so here, what I have to do, we are going to use the same hook that we used in our previous session, part 3, which is the use feature. We're gonna say constant feature and then use feature. Now, time to time, you will understand why I used to discuss to select. There's a selected hooks that most of these hooks are very useful in building your app. Not only in the home page, probably in the next page that you are wanted to apply it. So that is the one thing. And here I think we don't have this added in our component yet. Why it's not there? Use feature. Okay, tab. Now it's added. It's added automatically at the top. So I'm gonna do that. Here, use feature. Then now I'm going to use the use state again. Use state is very useful in this kind of situation. Category. So I want the product category be set product category, then use state, then array as any again. So I don't know if the specific data will be added to that, so it's better to use any. So I'm gonna use state. It's not reflected. Oh, why? So I should manually add it in my React component. So you're gonna see here import. Why it's not import use state from React. Save. Now another one is to add a function. So I'm gonna say constant set. So I'm gonna set now a parameter tag. So every time this changes will happen in our category, like if I'm going to click this and goes that, then it will throw this event to this particular function, the set param tag. So here we're gonna say event. So I want to get the event on that any, still any because it is not a string or whatever. It's not an integer, so it's better to use any. So here I want to set a, a parent selector here. We're gonna say collection category. And then here I want to call that constant collection, let me say category, then document, not query all. all of the button inside on this parent selector, category, infinite, definite elements. So when you specify this greater sign, it is mean that definite what exactly your target. What are those elements under to this parent collection category? So that is the CSS definition. Now I will going to loop this category element. So I'm gonna use for each. They're gonna say category. Then if there is an existing underline, so I'm gonna set that underline. It should be also appear as the focus or an active category was being selected. So if I'm going to click sport, then this underline will also transfer here and goes that. So I'm gonna look back here. So I'm gonna say category dot class. So I'm gonna remove all of that if there is an existing underline class name. Then here category class name, remove or remove. I want to remove the other one is the underline offset 8, and then I think that's it. And here event, I want to get that event target that. Okay, so just try to console it first so you will understand what exactly I'm talking about. So here and here I think I will comment this first now just to make it sure that everything is in line with our intention. Okay, now in our buttons, we're going to add a data set in each of this button. So how we can set if anything that we want to display for tag, certain tag, then we have to use a data set. So this is a common functions or parameter, I mean prompts can be added to any elements if you are going to work with object oriented in JavaScript. So here I'm going to use a on click event. Then I'm gonna call that function set param tag. And it's the same way what I need to do in another other buttons like here. Go back here, then it should be here. And here I will call this also sports. And here also accessory tag. Accessory, it's that right? Accessory. Okay, so every time if I will click, then it will call this function goes to here. Then event will also push onto this function and it will lag to that. So we're gonna try to lag the target. So the target, it means the element, exact element where it's coming from. Then I want to look at the data set. The data set was added to that particular element. I'm gonna save and let's go back here. Then let's try to refresh if it's already done. Okay, so if I were going to click this, now you see that it's showing up the tag sport. If I'm going to click accessory, now it also added this accessory. Now we are ready to toggle that event, integrate with our loader argument using our parameter. Okay, so here let's go back, and then what we're gonna do is to add a toggle. So the toggle will be the last sort of this event. I think what I have to do here, what I'm gonna do is to, what should I do now? Hmm. Okay, let's try to fix first the class less for the focused or underline active collection, active category. Let's say target, then class list, add, then here underline offset dot 8, save. Now I think I'm ready to use the feature load associated with this tags. So probably I want to, okay, I'm gonna say feature load, then the same way what we did on our previous session. That's the reason why I made the steps by steps hooks that are particularly uh, useful in complex or sophisticated functions. So we cannot jump in easily to any hooks that we are going to add it into our sophisticated features added to our hydrogen apps. So here we're gonna say tag And here, so I'm gonna event that target, then dataset. Uh, it should be if you're going to look at the dataset, I'm gonna say like that in here. So this is the path goes that here, the tag. Now this tag will be displayed added to that. So what I discussed earlier, that if are we going to change this as a premium, now it will also automatically change those collections. So let's go here and now try to use that as finish. And I think we doesn't see yet what exactly these things that we added now. You're gonna see in our preview, refresh the preview. Then if I were going to click sports, now it is the sports are now highlighted. And if you doesn't see the changes yet, so that is the time that we're going to use our use state. So if you see there, the use state category will be the one to be, I mean, this will be the object that will hold all of those products. So every time if we're going to change the tag name, it will also fetch and get all those products that been tagged to this particular tag name, and it will be added onto this use state variable. And here, if you say that I commented this underlines, we're gonna restore that. Now I think it's time for me to use the use effect. So we're gonna use the use effect to trigger this event for feature. So in the feature, we're going to okay, why it's uses once. Okay, so we're gonna add this use effect in here. So here use effect, then I will going to trigger the feature hooks. Save. Then here probably if I'm gonna say if data oh no sorry the feature data is not null, then probably I will console so I can see what exactly the data will come to this feature. All right, so now let's go back in our preview. It seems like okay. So now if I were going to click sports, all right. So I see that there is a feature result, and I think the feature result it is from. I think I want the featured product. I think there's 8 of it. Okay. So I think I will be added this to my use state. So let's go back to our use state. Oh, sorry, in our feature. Then here I will going to set product category, then feature, probably like that. It seems like okay. Sorry, data. Then that's it. So if this feature should be, I'm not sure if just for sure, just add a question mark. Then here, if there is no return, okay, we just try to look at it first if this is everything is working fine. Okay, now. So now we are in a premium. If we're going to click sports, and I think it doesn't replace. Okay, so it seems that it's not replacing yet, but I'm sure it is already added to this set property category. So now what we're gonna do, because right here we are using the products object. Now we are going to replace it with our own product category use state object. And if we're going to try to console what exactly this can be, we're going to console that. Say product category, save, just to see it how exactly this thing works in our environment. So let's hear like this. Our product category object use state is still empty. But if I'm going to click sports, now it's added 8 of this product. If I'm going to click accessory, now it's another 4 products added. What about premium? Now there are only 4 are being added for this premium product. So I think our use state category product are now working properly. Now it's time for us to apply this within our, uh, in our original setup for this swim lane. So we're gonna change that. I will going to use this product category here like that, and it should be like this, and it should be something like I need to set this to any because it's asking like we're gonna remove that. It's asking some questions like implicity. So it says the parameter product implicity has an any type. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna say any because we set this as any type. Hold on. I think there's still an error for that. Save. Now let's go back to our uh, preview. Now you see there, it's empty because now we are already applied. But if are we going to click sports, it is pointing to that. Accessory, now it's changing to that. And if into premium, it is goes. But the problem here, if during the first load of your hydrogen, so the solution will be, since that the product we are set it as empty array, now it's time for us to say here else. Else, then we're going to say set product category and the original uh, original object. So we're gonna apply that object here, set to that, then save. Then let's try to look at in our preview. Now it is working fine. So we're gonna say like that, then click and anything, it's definitely working fine. I think the last thing is that probably you may try to set this as what will be the font for that. I'm gonna say featured. What is this? Font light. Okay, you're gonna set this the same on the other font style, font size. Added to this here, and that's thing. Okay, so what if the featured product? If you want to change our bestseller, then you can simply change it in your here, probably in this thing here, in this prompt. You're gonna say best seller. Let's say should be our best sellers. Our best sellers. Our best sellers. Say, let's go back to our preview, and now oh, it's not reflected yet. Featured product, it should be added in here. Save. Hmm. Okay, it seems like there's something wrong with this. Featured product title. Okay, I think it will be replaced with this. So we're gonna look at in our index where we injected this product collection. It should be somewhere here. Product collection. Featured product collection. Featured. Okay, our best seller. Save. Go back. Refresh. All right, so now it is working fine. So I'm gonna click the sport, click accessories, and so on. I think that's all for this video, and thank you for your time and hoping to see you again. Thank you and bye.